If you've noticed your hair thinning faster than it used to, especially after menopause, you're not imagining it. What many women over 60 don't realize is that this kind of hair loss isn't just about aging, it's often connected to internal changes that doctors across the United States are now watching more closely in older women. The truth is, your body may be missing something critical, and ignoring it could mean watching your hair continue to thin, your scalp become more visible, and your confidence slowly fade. But here's what's important. There's a reason some women keep their hair thick and healthy well into their 70s and 80s, while others struggle. The answer isn't complicated, but it does require understanding what's really happening inside your body right now. I'm going to walk you through 4 key supplements that can make a real difference, and I'm saving the most powerful one for the very end. Before we start, do me a favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your age and what state you're in so we can build a supportive community of American women going through this together. And subscribe so you don't miss future videos that can help you feel like yourself again. Let's start with supplement number 4. This one might surprise you because it's not talked about as often as it should be, especially for women who've gone through menopause. It's called biotin. And while you may have heard the name before, what you probably don't know is how directly it connects to the quality of your hair as you age. Biotin is part of the B vitamin family, and it plays a role in how your body processes the proteins that actually build your hair. Without enough of it, your hair can become brittle, break easily, and stop growing the way it used to. For women over 60, this becomes even more important because your body doesn't absorb nutrients the same way it did when you were younger. Your digestion slows down. Your stomach produces less acid. That means even if you're eating well, you might not be getting what you need. U.S. doctors often see this in women after menopause, and it's one of the reasons hair starts thinning in ways that feel sudden or unexplainable. Biotin helps your body turn food into energy, and that energy is what fuels the cells in your scalp that produce new hair. When those cells don't have enough fuel, hair growth slows down or stops altogether. You might notice that your hair feels thinner at the crown or that it's not growing back as quickly after you get it cut. That's a sign your body might be running low on biotin. The fix here is simple and safe. You can find biotin supplements at any pharmacy or grocery store in the United States, and most women over 60 take between 2,500 and 5,000 micrograms daily. It's water-soluble, which means your body flushes out what it doesn't need, so it's generally considered very safe. You won't see results overnight, but after a few weeks, many women notice their hair feels stronger and breaks less easily. It's a small step, but it can make a real difference in how your hair looks and feels. Now, while biotin is helpful, it's not the whole picture. The next supplement we're going to talk about goes even deeper, and it's one that many women don't realize they're missing until the damage is already done. Supplement number 3 is iron, and this is where things start to get more serious. Iron deficiency is one of the most common reasons for hair loss in women over 60, and it's something U.S. doctors check for regularly when a patient comes in complaining about thinning hair. The reason iron is so important is because it helps carry oxygen through your blood to every part of your body, including your scalp. Without enough oxygen, the cells that grow your hair can't function properly. They slow down, they weaken, and eventually they stop producing new hair altogether. For women after menopause, iron levels can drop for a few different reasons. Your body doesn't absorb it as efficiently as it used to. You might not be eating as much red meat or iron-rich foods as you did when you were younger. And if you've had any kind of internal bleeding, even something minor that you didn't notice, that can quietly drain your iron stores over time. The signs of low iron aren't always obvious at first. You might feel a little more tired than usual. You might notice you're getting winded more easily when you climb stairs or do simple tasks around the house. But one of the clearest signs is your hair. It starts falling out more when you brush it or wash it. You might see more strands on your pillow in the morning or clogging the drain in your shower. Your hair might also feel thinner and more fragile, like it doesn't have the same body or strength it used to. This is happening because your body is prioritizing where it sends oxygen, and your hair isn't at the top of the list. Your heart, your brain, your lungs, those come first. Hair is considered non-essential, so when your body is low on iron, it shuts down hair production to conserve resources for the organs that keep you alive. The fix here is to get your iron levels checked by a doctor. This is important because taking too much iron can cause problems too, so you don't want to guess. A simple blood test can tell you if you're low, and if you are, your doctor might recommend an iron supplement. For women over 60, the typical dose is somewhere between 18 and 27 milligrams daily, but your doctor will adjust that based on your results. You'll also want to take it with vitamin C, like a glass of orange juice, because that helps your body absorb it better. It can take a few months to see improvement in your hair, but once your iron levels come back up, many women notice their hair stops falling out as much and starts to feel thicker again. But here's the thing. Even if your iron levels are normal, there's still another nutrient that's often missing in women over 60, and it's one that affects not just your hair, but your energy, your mood, and your overall sense of well-being. That's what we're covering next, and it's more common than you might think. Supplement number 2 is vitamin D, and this is where a lot of women over 60 in the United States are caught off guard. Vitamin D is something your body makes when your skin is exposed to sunlight, but as you get older, your skin becomes less efficient at producing it. On top of that, many women spend more time indoors after they retire, or they live in states where the winters are long and the sun isn't as strong. That means even if you're outside regularly, you might still be low on vitamin D without realizing it. U.S. doctors see this all the time in women over Medicare age, and it's one of the reasons they often recommend routine testing for vitamin D levels. What makes vitamin D so important for hair is that it helps create new hair follicles. These are the tiny pockets in your scalp where each strand of hair grows. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't make new follicles, and the ones you already have start to shrink and become less active. That means less hair growth overall, and the hair you do have becomes thinner and more sparse. You might notice that your part is getting wider, or that you can see more of your scalp when you look in the mirror. You might also feel like your hair just doesn't have the volume it used to, even if you were using the same products and styling it the same way. Low vitamin D can also make you feel tired, sluggish, and more prone to feeling down or anxious. It affects your bones too, making them weaker and more likely to fracture. So when your hair starts thinning and you're also noticing these other symptoms, vitamin D deficiency is something to take seriously. The fix here is to get a blood test to check your vitamin D levels. If you're low, your doctor will likely recommend a supplement. For women over 60, the typical dose is somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 international units daily, but some women need more depending on how deficient they are. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it's absorbed better when you take it with a meal that contains some fat like eggs or avocado. You should start to feel better within a few weeks, and over the next few months, your hair may start to look fuller and healthier as those follicles wake back up. Now, vitamin D is powerful, but there's still one more supplement that's even more critical for women over 60 who are dealing with hair loss. This one is often overlooked, even by doctors, but it's connected to so many aspects of your health that once you understand it, everything else starts to make sense. That's what we're getting to next, and it's the one you really don't want to miss. Supplement number 1 is omega-3 fatty acids, and this is the one that ties everything together. Omega-3s are essential fats that your body can't make on its own, which means you have to get them from food or supplements. They're found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, but most women over 60 in the United States aren't eating enough of these foods to meet their needs. Omega-3s are critical for hair health because they reduce inflammation throughout your body, and inflammation is one of the main reasons hair follicles shrink and stop producing hair as you age. After menopause, inflammation tends to increase. Your hormone levels have shifted, and that creates an environment where your body is more reactive and less balanced. This inflammation doesn't just affect your hair, it affects your joints, your heart, your brain, and your overall energy levels. But when it comes to hair, inflammation damages the follicles and disrupts the natural growth cycle. Your hair spends less time in the growth phase and more time in the resting phase, which means you're shedding more than you're growing. Omega-3s help calm that inflammation and restore balance. They also improve circulation to your scalp, which means more oxygen and nutrients are delivered to the cells that grow your hair. On top of that, omega-3s support the production of oils that keep your scalp healthy and hydrated. A dry, flaky scalp is a sign that your follicles aren't getting the support they need, and that can lead to hair that's weak, brittle, and prone to falling out. U.S. doctors often recommend omega-3 supplements for women over 60, not just for hair, but for heart health, brain function, and reducing the risk of chronic conditions that become more common with age. The typical dose is between 1,000 and 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily, which are the two main types of omega-3s. You can find these in fish oil capsules, or if you prefer a plant-based option, there are algae-based supplements that provide the same benefits. The fix here is to start taking a high-quality omega-3 supplement and to be patient. It can take 2 to 3 months before you notice a real difference in your hair, but when you do, it's often dramatic. Your hair feels softer, thicker, and more resilient. You'll notice less shedding in the shower and more volume when you style it. And beyond your hair, you'll likely feel better overall. Your joints might ache less, your mood might improve, you might even sleep better. Omega-3 seconds are one of those rare supplements that support your entire body, not just one part of it, and that's why it's the most important one on this list. Now, here's what you need to understand. These 4 supplements work best when they're used together, not in isolation. Biotin helps your body process the building blocks of hair. Iron delivers oxygen to your scalp so those building blocks can be used. Vitamin D creates new follicles so your hair can grow. And omega-3 seconds reduce inflammation and improve circulation so everything functions the way it's supposed to. If you're only addressing one piece of the puzzle, you're not going to get the full results. But when you support your body with all 4, you're giving your hair the best possible chance to grow back thicker, stronger, and healthier. This isn't about reversing decades of damage overnight. It's about stopping the decline and creating the conditions your body needs to rebuild. And the sooner you start, the better your results will be. There's something else that's worth mentioning too. A lot of women over 60 assume that hair loss is just something they have to accept, that it's a normal part of aging and there's nothing they can do about it. But that's not true. Yes, your hair changes as you get older. It might not be as thick as it was when you were 30, but the kind of thinning that makes you feel self-conscious, that makes you avoid mirrors or feel less confident in social situations, that's not something you have to live with. That's your body telling you it needs support. And when you listen and respond, you can see real improvement. I've talked to so many women who started taking these supplements and were shocked at how much better their hair looked after just a few months. They thought they past the point where anything could help, but they were wrong. Your body is still capable of growing healthy hair at 60, 70, even 80 years old. It just needs the right nutrients to do it. One more thing to keep in mind is that supplements work best when they're combined with other healthy habits. Make sure you're drinking enough water every day because dehydration affects your scalp and makes hair more brittle. Eat a balanced diet with plenty of protein because hair is made of protein and your body needs a steady supply to build new strands. Try to manage stress because chronic stress raises cortisol levels and high cortisol is linked to hair loss. And be gentle with your hair. Avoid tight hairstyles that pull on your scalp, use a wide-tooth comb instead of a brush, and don't wash your hair too often because that strips away the natural oils that protect it. All of these things work together to create an environment where your hair can thrive. If you're watching this and you're thinking about where to start, the best first step is to talk to your doctor. Get a full panel of blood work done to check your levels of biotin, iron, vitamin D, and omega-3 seconds. That way, you'll know exactly what your body needs and you won't waste time or money on supplements that won't help. Once you have those results, you can create a plan that's tailored to your specific situation. Your doctor can also help you figure out the right dosages and make sure there are no interactions with any medications you're already taking. This is especially important for women over 60 because you're more likely to be on multiple medications, and some of them can affect how your body absorbs nutrients or how supplements work in your system. I also want to address something that comes up a lot in the comments. Some women ask if it's too late to start if they've already lost a significant amount of hair. The answer is no, it's not too late. Even if your hair has been thinning for years, your follicles are still there. They might be dormant, they might be weak, but they're not gone. With the right support, many of them can start producing hair again. It won't happen overnight, and you might not get back to the exact thickness you had when you were younger, but you can see improvement. You can feel more confident. You can stop worrying every time you look in the mirror or run your fingers through your hair. That's worth the effort, and it's absolutely possible. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. Hair loss after menopause is not just a cosmetic issue. It's a sign that your body is missing something important, and when you address those missing pieces, your hair can respond in ways that surprise you. Biotin helps your body build strong hair. Iron delivers the oxygen your scalp needs. Vitamin D creates new follicles. And omega-3 seconds reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Together, these four supplements give your body the tools it needs to grow healthier, thicker hair even after 60. But you have to be consistent. You have to give it time. And you have to treat this as a long-term commitment to your health, not a quick fix. If you do that, you'll see results. And more importantly, you'll feel like yourself again. You'll feel confident. You'll feel attractive. You'll feel like the woman you've always been, no matter what your hair looks like right now. That's what this is really about. It's not just about hair, it's about protecting your sense of self, your independence, and your quality of life after 60. And that's something worth fighting for. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.